Okay, so what's up? So, still in the process of doing the boxes. So, let's see. Okay, so I went in and did some work, but I have more work to do. It seems like every time I go in working on something dealing with this project, I am enlightened to more things that has been going on with this situation. So I said, you know what? I need to take my time with this because I'm going to be dealing with some very uncomfortable truths. And I have to make sure that I stay focused on what God wants me to stay focused on. So, with receiving the truth and, going through the process of, doing the boxes, like the organization, the structure of it, um, I'm going to have to be more optimistic, okay? Because it's not going to help with me having a bad attitude, because then I'm going to drain myself, but I'm not going to be fake. I feel a little better because I am receiving the truth, motherfuckers, really, of course, I can only imagine that they probably don't know what to say or what to think. One thing that I know is that everybody has something to learn. So, whatever. So I went in, let me show you. So I cut some pieces up and I've just kind of gone in and measured the layout of things. Okay. So this is where we're going to put our ring holder. There's going to be about 4 of these. There's going to be 4 of these. So I have to measure that. Now, I am so very tempted to go in and create a drawer. And I think that's what I'm going to do, because these are going to be sitting on a flat surface. You see, it's not going to be sitting at the bottom. So I have to create like a little box to put these on, like a little platform to put these on. And so there's going to be space at the bottom. So I said, you know what? I may go in and do a little drawer. I think that's what I'm going to do. I have more pieces to cut out. But like I said, I can only do but so much. Because until I am enlightened about everything, it affects my body. God, it's like God can't give it to me all at one time. You know what I'm saying? So, just gotta take our time. Okay, and that is the bracelet holder. I have these pieces here, so I'm trying to figure out, of course, these are not going to be pinned directly because you have to have space so you can slide the hooks of the earrings, or you can separate when it comes to the stud earrings, you can separate the back piece from the main piece and stick it in a slot and it will hold. So even when it closes, there's not a lot going on. So I have to measure it. I mean, it's not going to be a big jewelry box. I would love to go in and make it like really convenient, but I mean, it's not a lot of space, and I have to be able to map out like when you close it, because if you have the bangles, over here, then you have to consider the bangles, and the type of space that they may take up or whatever. So a bangle is about this size. I don't think that this is going to work because it's not going to close right. Okay, see, that's like a bangle. So change of plans. We're going to have to make all of them like that. We're going to have to make like all of them to where you can put the bangles on like that. Okay. I really am intrigued by the idea of building like a little drawer here. You know, I really like creating space and storage, you know, so I'm gonna do that. So I have some more measurements and things to consider and accommodate. So I'm going to lay out everything, attach everything, build everything, and then I'm going to go in and spray paint it, you know, once I get everything together. So I've just been kind of moving through the things that I am picking up on and just trying to brace myself. Okay, but as of right now, I'm fucking tired. And there's just, you know, there's this constant, like trying to attach to me. You know, somebody's trying to touch me. The fuck are you trying to touch me for? Okay, so I had picked up today. You know, somebody was trying to say that I was a hoe. They was trying to say I was a gold digger. Correction. I'm a retired hoe. And, you know, every woman has a little hoe in her. Trust and believe that. And, you know, I have developed a lot of discipline with the hoe inside. And stop fucking with me, because I will blow your fucking mind and have your ass running down behind me like a little puppy. So that's all I have to say to that, you know. So whatever. But I don't know, I'm tired. You know, I know myself very well. It does annoy me when people try to speak on me and they don't know anything about me. So, you know, and I mean, I'm just trying to think. I'm just like, did this person say that just to say it? Or is there something that they see from me that they just have no discernment and they're just very judgmental? I guarantee it was a man, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a woman. I get attacked by men, but there's always a bitch that plants the idea in their head. So there's been like a lot of witchcraft going on today, and you know, the shit has not been working. You know, it's not even reaching me, but you know, those are other people. You know, you have no idea. You know, there are quite a few people. I don't know what to say. This is why I'm so protected and highly favored. You know how long I've been dealing with this shit? This shit is crazy. But at the same time, it explains a lot about my life. It puts into perspective a lot of things. I spent some time with my ancestors today. So there's a specific individual that they favor, that they like. They can see this person. I do believe it's a man. They can see this man better than I can. So, you know, but they're not telling me things. This is an opportunity too for me and my ancestors to establish and develop more trust within our relationship as well. But you know, they're so angry. You know, there's a woman that they're very angry about, but like I said, it's always a bitch behind the scenes, you know. And I'm going to tell you, that woman did some type of witchcraft over the individual that influenced another individual. You see, these bitches out here be trying to play puppet master when it comes to dibbling and dabbling in that witchcraft and that the voodoo, you know.